Jackson, come here real fast. Come here. You want to go outside? Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, first of all, you dirtied up the house. I literally just put all your toys back. And you got all your toys up. Come here. There's something that's wrong. Come here. We're about to go outside for a little bit, and Jackson needs to come here real fast because there's something that's wrong. Other than, obviously, our house is a mess because he threw all the toys down again. Look at him. You can't go outside with my shoes on. They fit. He says they fit. You ready? Okay, here. What do you think, baby? Huh? Huh? Woo! Ooh. Oh my gosh. You coming? Are you coming? What are you doing? Are you cutting grass? I am really excited because I don't know if y'all noticed, but me and my husband were talking about some things in one of our videos recently, and that was he was cutting down trees, and that is behind me. What he was doing is he is clearing out a lot of the trees that we have on our property. He's clearing out a lot of the trees on our property so that we can have a really huge, like almost like a playground for Jackson, like at the park. You know how they have like huge slides and huge swings and all that stuff. We actually have all that equipment thanks to my family, and we want to put it up, and we want to put it up back here with a big fence. We already have a fence and everything. We just have to do it. So I'm really excited about that, and that should be done by the summer, and I'm just so excited to have a place for him where I can just come out here and lounge. And I want to have it where even like adults will have fun and a little place for them to sit out here, and I think that would be a lot of fun, and I'm so excited about that for sure. Come here. I will show y'all a little bit more of our property. Oh, that scared me. Right here you can see like this big pile of limbs and things that he and his friend tore down. I'm so excited about it. They're gonna tear down all this over here, all this over here, and some of what's behind us. They're gonna go back a little bit, and here it is, a little bit more of a view of it, of the area that we're gonna be transforming into our playground. I'm really excited about it, and it's gonna go up there too a little bit, so it's really exciting. It's a really big spot. I'm beyond excited to get started with this because I really want Jackson to have a really good area where he can play, and I can come out here and just sit back and relax, and he can have all the fun he wants. And the slides are huge, and you can get on them yourself if you're an adult, and I'm really excited about that because I love going to the park and getting on their equipment. But the only thing about the park is every time we went, he would get sick. Like kids there are sick, and he would play on the swings and stuff, and then he would get sick. So that's the only thing I didn't like about going to the park. I love going to parks, but with a toddler, you know, it's really hard for them not to get sick being around where other kids have been, and that's frustrating. I'm excited that we are able to bring the park to our house. It's exciting, and I can't wait to show y'all all the process and progress of our park. Was you not planning on coming with me? Huh? Ooh. Hey boy. Hey boy. Hey boy. Hey boy. Give it to me. Give it to me. Ah, okay. Oh gosh. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh my gosh. Crazy. What do you think? Oh. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Uh-oh, he forgot his lawnmower. Go get it. Go get it.
so blue under those brown curls. Soon you're on your way, promise me that you know the world is yours, strike them with your glow. Go on now, be good, be fine, live your life, dream big.
Whoa, what are you doing, Jackson?
Forget
what are you doing, Jackson? Don't get old.
to be
Don't get
kind.
on him. He don't want you on him.
Live, it's your life.
Be careful.
Rocks
Okay?
are meant to be
Whoa!
picked up and thrown.
Are you okay?
New ideas can be pleasantly overgrown.
What are
You
doing,
know where
Jackson?
to go if you follow that heart. One step at a time, we all play our
What
part.
are you doing exactly? Huh? We are inside now. He had a total meltdown. He's taking a nap right now, and I just wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about something that someone asked me in the comments just recently. And let me pull that comment up real fast. They said, "Love your videos. I'm new to trying to conceive journey, and a lot of people tell me I'm too young." So this is something that I wanted to talk to y'all about, is like, when is the right age to start trying to conceive, and are you too young to try to conceive, and all that. Like, you know, what is the right age to have a baby and to get pregnant? I want to talk to y'all a little bit about that, and this is strictly my opinions and my thoughts on this, and everybody's different, and I do advise you to just look at your situation and how you are financially and everything about that, and where you are in your relationship, and all that really matters more than what I have to say. But I want to talk to y'all about this because I felt like it would be a really good thing to talk about, and you can feel free to leave your opinions in the comments below, but let's be nice to each other and no mean comments. I am kind of envious of my mom a little bit, because, not like in a bad way, but when she had my sister, who is 2 years older than me, she was 19 years old, and then she had me when she was like 21 or 22, and I always wanted to be about that age when I had my kids, because your parents are young your whole life, and or your kids, and you're not like a great age difference, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to say. You're still young as your kids are growing up. I always loved that about my mom being pretty young, and my dad as well being pretty young, and it's really nice, honestly, that my parents are both still very young, and I really wanted that for myself. But I would say, if you're still in high school, don't have a baby. I think that's pretty, I think that's just pretty just general, opinion, is that you definitely, I feel like I'm a little sideways. You definitely don't want to try to have a baby if you are still in school. But if you are graduated out of high school and that's the choice you want to make, if you're in a good relationship and you both want a baby, I don't really see the problem with it. And honestly, unless you're just like totally broke, then I would think about that. You want to be able to afford things because it is expensive. The babies honestly aren't as expensive as you would think, but you have to think about your medical bills and things like that, because you have to go to the doctor a lot, and also the hospital bill is tremendous, and also diapers every single month gets to be expensive. But I breastfed for Jackson's for 20 months, so it wasn't really expensive to feed him for the first 2 years basically, And now he pretty much just shares with me when he eats. So, you know, it's not really expensive, but everybody's different and it is expensive. It is an expense. And also, not just financially, but it is a big responsibility. Like, you have to take care of this baby. It's up to you to take care of this baby from now on out. So that is a very big responsibility. And whenever they're hungry, you gotta feed them. Whenever they need to get a bath or you need to change them, you have to. You have to. You can't have your parents do it for you. You have to do it. And when they're newborns especially, they wake up like every couple hours through the night. And that was really hard. And a lot of people, if you're only 19 or 18 years old, some people aren't as mature enough to do that. And honestly, I will say, if I had Jackson when I was that young, I would have took care of him, obviously, but it would have been a lot harder than it was for me when I had Jackson, because I was older than 18 when I had Jackson. And like I was saying, when me and Shane first got together, we did talk about having a baby, and I wanted to have a baby then, but we just weren't at that stage in our relationship. And then we broke up, and then we got back together, and we did not really talk about it much at that point. But about a year later, we started saying, you know, talking about, do we want another baby? I mean, what? Do we want a baby? And we just decided after we got engaged to start trying. And I got pregnant when I was 24, but about a month or 2 or 3 later, I turned 25. And I had Jackson when I was 25 years old. And I honestly feel like I was too old. I know that's crazy, but I really wanted to have my kids younger, like I said, because you are young, like, throughout their whole life. And when Jackson, when I graduated from high school, my parents were still very young. Whereas my husband, his dad was, I think his dad was like 45 when his mom got pregnant with him. And she was like 35 or something. I'm not sure exactly. And now his dad is like 73 or 74 years old, which his dad is actually older than like my grandparents, because my grandparents had their kids young and then my parents had their kids young. And I just think, personally for me, I like that. I like that they're all still very young. So that's personally my opinion on it. Is, I mean, some people want to have a lot more in order before they have a baby, and I totally get that. And I honestly considered just going to college and getting everything more in order before we had a kid. But me and Shane were kind of trying at that point. We actually were trying at that point, and I still wasn't getting pregnant. And I just knew if I waited till I was in my 30s that my chances would be lower. But if you're super fertile, that wouldn't be an issue for you. It just really just depends on what you want out of life and what's important to you. And for me, it was to have my kids young. And I'm still very young, but I do wish that I would have had Jackson a little. But I can't say that though, because I'm happy with our life right now. Like, I'm very happy with everything. We have our own home. We have just everything. So it's great. You know, it is definitely great, but it's not easy. I will say that. It's not easy. But I don't think this person wanted to know, you know, they just were asking, like, basically, do you think they're too young? And they were 21 years old, and no, I don't think 21 is too, what did I say, too old? They were asking if they were too young, and they were 21 years old, and their family was telling them that they were too young. And look, when I first found out I was pregnant, and I told my family I was 24 years old, and my mom was, you know, a bit like, you know, like, what the heck? And I even had a mentor who told me to not get pregnant because she wanted me to, like, go to college and do all this other stuff before. And she said, why don't you just have a baby when you're in your 30s? And a lot of people just don't get it, and it's your life. My parents had their kids when they wanted to, and I did the same. For the most part, it just was like more of, I couldn't get pregnant like exactly when I wanted to, but I did get pregnant still very, like, it, you know, I'm still very young, and I look young for my age for sure. And I think people would be like, what? I thought she was like 21, or I don't know how old people think I am, but no, I'm a little older than I look, but it sucks. Like, I'm almost 30, and I never, like, I wanted to have my kids before I was 30 and not have any kids past that, but I don't know, the way it's going, we'll be 28 very soon, and I don't know what's going to happen with us as far as that goes. But, and my husband, he'll be 30, like, in a couple of months. I can't be married to a 30-year-old. That's what I was telling him. Like, what? I can't be married to a 30-year-old? But, yes, so that is everything. And my opinion is, you do what you want. Don't base your decisions on when you have kids from other people's opinions. You should base it on what you feel you're ready for. Just be aware that it is very much a big responsibility. It's the biggest responsibility you will ever have, and it is a financial responsibility as well. And it is hard. It can be hard in your relationship, and it does make things like you don't have like the freedom to just like go wherever you want to do and just go off and go on vacations and all this stuff. When you have kids, you have to really think about them and what's best for them and all that stuff. So you just have to decide what you are ready for. And I don't think that 21 is too young, not by a long shot. I definitely think that's probably a perfect age to have kids. If you are in a good relationship, you want kids, you both want kids, and you are good financially. I think it's a really great age, actually. And if your parents are telling you that you're too young, they just want the best for you, and they just want you to go to college and make a bunch of money and all that stuff. And you don't have to go to college to make a bunch of money, but I do recommend going to college, and I do want to eventually go back and get a degree but I'm not sure what, because I wanted to do medical lab things and work in like forensics, but now that, you know, I have a kid, and I don't know, I just don't really want to work with that kind of stuff. But I hope this, like, I'm starting to talk about other stuff, but I hope this answers your question, and I just really wanted to talk about this because, you know, a lot of people have different opinions on it, and when you should try and when you shouldn't. I definitely don't think 21 is too young at all. Now, if you're 17, I think that's too young. If you're still in high school, that's too young. If, you know, you and your spouse are not in a good relationship, that's not a good time to try for a baby. My husband was actually married to somebody when they were very young, and they were about to split up, and she was like, I really don't know all the details, but basically she wanted a baby, so he had a baby with her, and then they split up anyway, and it didn't like save their relationship like they thought it would, I guess. So definitely don't try for a baby like if you're trying to save your relationship. If you're in a good relationship and you are of age, an adult, then there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't really matter your age. I have my preference, everybody else has their preference, and I would not base when you have kids off of everybody else's opinion, because it's your life. You are living your life, and you need to be happy with it. When you are old and you're at home, what do you want to have? Like, would you regret not having kids? Or, you know, I always think about that, like, what would I, like, if I'm old and dying, like would I regret not having any more kids? And I definitely would. Like, I definitely want more kids, and I want to be a grandma, a great grandma, all that stuff. So so I hope this answered the question of, like, I guess just like the opinion of when you should start trying to conceive. It really isn't like an age factor. It's more of like a maturity factor, a relationship factor, financial factor, and what you both want. Don't let no one tell you otherwise. It's your choice, your life, your decision.
Aside from my soul,